In 2015, we saw a rise in the untraditional, the rogue booker. The DIY traveller who's using social apps to find their accommodations and book cars. We're talking Uber and Airbnb, the digital disruptors of the hotel and cab industry. And Jason Clampett from travel intelligence company Skift believes the sharing economy is becoming more and more traditional, this time for the business traveller.
The sharing economy went deeper and further this year into business travel. And what was different is that business travellers adopted it and companies went along with it.
Yeah, and because it's just business traveler following where their workers are going. You know, if you're on a trip, you want to use Uber just like you use at home. They're also seeing savings opportunities there. Companies would much rather let you pay via Uber than rent a car just because it's tradition and it's in the system.
Earlier in the year, I walked through Uber's headquarters in New York. It was obvious. They run things differently. It was all untraditional.
UberX in almost every city in the world is cheaper than a taxi.
The year-old Uber for Business platform lets companies set up corporate accounts through which employees can expense rides directly from the Uber app.
What we provide is a beginning and end trip. You don't get that in a taxi receipt.
So you have to convince the corporate customer that actually allowing employees to use Uber is not going to give a free ticket to higher expenses.
That's right. So what we do is we go back and say, what did you spend last month on ground transportation? Then we can plug in what our prices would have been during all times of the day and say, here's what it costs on Uber. So I can show them with data that we're going to be more affordable than their other options.
Airbnb is at a younger stage, but we're seeing there's more acceptance. Their Airbnb for Business program, they're like, oh, well, we can put 5 workers in a condo and we can save, you know, $3,000 on a meeting. They think twice about it.
The dates you want to be there and choose from thousands of places.
Airbnb lets you rent out a room or the entire house to travellers. It provides a unique home away from home experience. Hackney is a hip, up-and-coming area in London, and it's most definitely not your typical tourist destination. However, Hackney-based host Jemima Garthwaite is booked out far into the future. Tell me, what are guests allowed to do and what are they not?
Well, they're allowed to use the kitchen as their own. In fact, this is the room where they mainly spend their time and relax. I have some repeat business travellers. There's one guy in particular, and he just fell in love with this place and feels really comfortable here.
That's one avenue the company wants to expand upon, the business traveller.
The irony is that Airbnb started as a business travel product. The first ever guests were people coming in for a conference.
Airbnb's James McClure is in charge of ensuring a great experience, as he puts it, for the guest and the host for the UK and Ireland.
Some people may be sort of thinking of, well, does someone actually really want to stay in my place? And it turns out that people actually want to because they get to live like a local.